Who's your company? Who's helping you move? And who's riding with you? We always forget to talk about the company we keep. And I mean, whether it's the moving company, whether it's your friends showing up to help you, professionals or personal people, who is on the passenger side riding with you? Is somebody riding shotgun with you? Or you got the back seat full? Is your tailgate loaded up? So let's talk about the company we keep on moving day. You know, when we making moves, who are the people around us? And do all those people need to be around us? You know, let's answer some of those questions today about the people in our lives. The people in our lives.
You know, this is moving day, and so what the company keeping alive. And on moving day, I got a thing with this. On moving day, and let's say the same thing. I always tell you, say yours. I like to say this word. What's the other word I'm saying? These little birds flies in the sky and come be picking up stuff when you see it dead.
Buzzards.
Buzzard. Yeah, I want to say buzzard, but yeah, you only see buzzard when you have a dead prey. And that's the thing with my wife just said, who is in your corner, what company you gonna have with moving day. And you have to be a skeptical of who you got in your company on moving day, because some of the few people might be scavengers.
Scavengers. Ooh, that's good. I like that. You know, people are coming to scavenge from you. They already feel like they smell dead on you just because something happened in your life. Just because there's a transition, there's a change. You are still alive. You still living. Don't allow people to come take what you have left. That's good, baby. Making sure we're not hanging out with scavengers, or that we let scavengers show up on moving day. Because what they will do is take the stuff from us that we still need, pick the life out of us, because that's what buzzards do. Just a little bit of they pick at your flesh till they get to your insides, or they pluck your eyes. Is that ravens that do that? They pluck your eyes. But you know, when we're talking about that bird analogy and that taking flight and moving to your next nest, but when you're moving, and it don't mean, when we talk about moving day, it don't mean you physically have to go to another house. It's just making movement, making movement beyond your current circumstances and your situations to a better place in your mind, a better place in your heart, a better place in your spirit. And when you're trying to move to some of those better places, you can't always have the same people around you all the time. It made me think, if y'all old school and remember who are the people in your neighborhood. And the thing is, we don't necessarily control our neighborhood. No, we don't. So I think sometimes we focus so much on the neighborhood that we don't realize who we allow to reside and ride with us. So what we need to check is, who are we allowing to reside with us? And I don't mean a companionship that you have physically laying in your bed, but it means the rooms in your life. You know, who is laying in your professional life? Who is laying in your personal life? Who's laying in your emotional life? So who laying in your life, baby?
Well, the answer is real simple. The Almighty Father is laying in my life.
Amen.
You know, and He's laying in my life. I have my armor. I'm not worried about nothing that's happened to me, you know. And just distraction does come, discomfort does come, but you gotta realize the Almighty Father got the power of that, because if He didn't think you'd be able to deal with that, He won't let distraction or discomfort come your way. So both of them subjects, education, you know, you learn it. But back to this part we were talking about, who is in your corner, and it wanted to, like a buzzard, kept picking on you until you get down to your bones. But the most stressful part that of having are people in your corner that's not ready for where you're going at in life, is the one that's really taking your motivation away from you. That's the most powerful part right there, because each individual wake up each and every day with a plan.
Yeah.
Each individual wake up every day with a dream.
Yeah.
Each individual wake up every day with a goal that they're gonna get accomplished that day. And you have to realize, one individual that you have in your corner can take all that from you no, they can try to take all that from you.
They can add distraction and
yes,
misfocus
yes.
and delay into that.
Right. So you have to be very, you have to be very on red alert for that because.
Oh, I got a good story for that, baby.
Okay.
Oh. You know, when you were sitting there talking and we were talking about moving day, you remember we were tired and we hired these moving people to come in, young cats.
True.
We and they said they could move the whole house, and put it in storage in 2 hours. Remember?
What, 26-footer? What was that, 26-footer?
I don't remember what size the truck was. Now you asking me for too many details. Let me get to the details of the people, the company. That's what we talking about. I can't talk about the truck now. We have to let you get details about trucks later. There'll be your own special show. It'll be about measurements and what kind of trucks show up and all that good, great stuff. But okay, the company was the gentleman that showed up, and I don't even remember the name of the company because I promise you I'll never use them again.
No.
Because first of all, they weren't professional when they showed up. And so when I say that, the company that you keep, when I say professional, I mean they understand the situation that you're going through and it's time sensitive. Have you ever had movers come and they do more yakking because they know they own the clock than actually moving things? And they weren't very skilled in making sure they could get the things on the truck. They didn't know how to pack a truck. How about that? They didn't know how to pack a truck to make sure the things would fit on there appropriately. And they complained and they moaned their entire job. And so that, you know, it triggered me when my husband was talking about the motivation. If you're already motivated to move and you got movers that show up and they complain and they drag and they don't pack things right, that means they are making your move even longer than it has to be because now you got to go back and pack the truck a second time. So realize that is extra work, it's draining, and you'd be like, man, I just don't ever want to move again if I have to have this experience. And the experience was because of the people, the company that showed up. Whether they call themselves professional, personal, whatever it is, your friends show up, have people that come up and they understand the time constraints, they understand what can and cannot fit on the truck, how it needs to be situated. So your stuff don't end up broke, torn up, or the whole day experience is washed in complaints. And that's the company that you keep. You don't want to have your days washed in complaints. So be careful on this journey when you step into communities that are meant to help you pack your emotions. Because the thing is, you need to learn how to unpack your emotions on this journey so you can figure out which ones serve you as fuel to help you continue on the way. So be careful about the communities that you jump in. Make sure they're motivating you. Make sure they're encouraging you. Make sure they're inspiring you. But most of all, make sure they're helping you take action.
Yes.
Because it's wonderful to acknowledge that we've been inspired. It's wonderful to be engaged. It's wonderful to be motivated, but you need to make sure there's a strategy and an action plan. Otherwise, all you do is show up to get a little glow. When you show up to these things, you show up to get a little stirring. But the thing is, you need to make sure it is full fuel to keep you moving on the journey. So that was just, you know, my husband was talking and I was just thinking about that particular moving experience.
Yes. That was a lesson that day, you know, because I think we did more work than they did. And we had to pay them.
We did more work that day than they didn't even pack up all the things that they needed to. Then when we got to the storage and they were supposed to be unpacking, they were like, oh, our time has run out. We got to call our boss and see if we can continue taking the stuff off the truck or if they can send an extra man so we can finish doing these things. So it ended up being a hot mess, you all. And that's the thing. I don't want you to find yourself in a hot mess because I'm telling you, losses already can be messy. because of the memories of you and other people entangled together as the rain comes down. It just can be one messy experience, the storms in life. And when you get already in a mess of a storm, you don't need somebody else to show up to throw you in the puddle and throw your stuff down in the puddle and break you down a little bit further. You need somebody who is going to say, let's jump these puddles, let's move, let's run. What they say, I need somebody who's going to dance in the rain with me. I need somebody who's going to run in the rain with me. And I definitely need somebody who's going to cover me in the rain too.
Yeah, and when you find yourself in a position like that, and sometimes it's best to just back off and take a break and change the scenery, because when you get more uncomfortable in the situation that you're in now, with the individual in your life that's in your present, and you feeling more uncomfortable and frustrated, it's as the young folks say, time out. You step off.
We got to step off. There are some people that we need to put in time out. And sometimes we need to put ourselves in time out from some people, because we've become too entangled in what they're doing that we have not spent time to really deal with our, processing of the situation and the circumstances. So I need you to make sure you all process your move. What you're doing, where you going, are you taking your stuff to storage, are you selling some of the stuff? And we went through all that. We sold some of it, we put it on the marketplace, we put it on, I forgot what all those other little apps were called, but we sold some stuff, we put some stuff in storage, and then we still did not get everything done. And so that's where we live. We have to take a time out. And sometimes, even though somebody tells you they can do something, have expectations that you're going to have to put some work into. So realize on the journey, it's going to require that.
Yeah, but you got to realize people don't have the same strategy you got, the same taste you got, the same willpower you got. And you got to remember, they don't have nothing to, they don't, what I'm trying to say, it's not their situation. So they're not going to put
same effort into
it. You have to remember that. So you gotta always have to remember, you got to keep your own dignity. Don't lose your own dignity. Don't lose your character. You got to, sometimes you got to put in the effort yourself. And ain't nothing wrong with having help, but sometimes help is not help. And just like situations, just like, and my technician, when I be out, we're doing repair work on people, individual cars, and I always taught years ago that sometimes I lose the thinking is, when you start having frustration in a car that you're working on, the best method is to how to handle the situation, to back away from it and go do something else. And I find myself don't do that a lot of time. But when I do obey the laws and back away from it and think about it and come back, I don't have no problem with it. So the same thing with your situation. Yeah, we need help moving. We need help getting encouragement. Yeah, but sometimes the individual that help you and making you more frustrated or uncomfortable. So you have to kind of
step back.
Yes. And readjust. And that's very important, because a confused person never be able to move forward. A confused person always make unjust decisions. A confused person always make their own self more uncomfortable. And you know the funny part about it, and the individual that's involved with you at that present time, they going back home laughing at you. Got to keep that in mind. Because we live our life for talking about each other. That's our life goal. So remember that.
I like that. Everybody's not there to help. So remember that in our company that we keep, everybody's not there to help. Some people are there to hinder. Some people are there to hold you hostage to their beliefs. Some people are there just to hold on to you because they're going to be lonely if you go someplace else. So we got to remember, all the H's don't mean help. So we got people hindering. We got people holding us back. We got people holding us hostage. So that is not where you want to be. And I love you said sometimes people just show up so they can gossip about your situation. They ain't really there to move a box. They really ain't there to pack a box. They really ain't there to help you move out. They just there so they can see your situation so they can go talk about it to other people. So realize in your life, who are you inviting? What's the company that you're choosing to keep? And that's why I say, think about your whole life. Who are you letting in come move the pieces around with you. And I know, like I said, it's not about who the people are in your neighborhood. It's about who are the people that reside with you. You know, it's this real trendy now, and we saying we reside where the money at. You know what I'm saying? You know, I like to say we reside where the peace at. And so when we reside where the peace at, we don't let anybody reside with us that is not bringing peace to us. You know, because people can bring you money, people can bring you streams, people can bring you a whole lot of things, but it might not bring peace with it. So the key of bringing peace with it is y'all need to do an assessment at the door before you allow it to move in, and do a check to make sure it's bringing peace. Do these people bring peace? And I'm talking about company. I'm talking about people today. I'm not talking about places. I'm not talking about things. You know, we always talk about that, but the people, do they bring you peace? Do they bring you peace of mind? Do they calm your emotions? You know, or are they the people who are bringing mayhem in your life? So sometimes, you know, it's like, yes, we are the common denominator, but a lot of times we allow other people to come in and be those H's, and those H's are not help. They're hinderers. They're hostage holders. They hold us back. So make sure the H that you are going to, the help that you are crying to, is help that God has sent. So,
but the most important part, the three individuals never let you down on this earth.
God the Father,
yeah.
Yes,
yeah,
Jesus and the Holy Spirit.
Yeah, I'm saying on this earth.
Oh, on this earth.
Yes.
Me, myself, and I.
Me, myself, and I.
I knew he was gonna go there.
As long as you don't lose that, you're gonna be all right, because that's the only person that controls your destination, controls your position in life. You're thinking, me, myself, and I. Them three will never go against each other, but you got to realize them three got a lot of power.
Yeah, you got to align those three to be working together. That's right here on earth. I like that. And let me preface that. That don't mean you live in a lonely world. That just means you don't push off all your expectations on other people to fix your situations for you. You know that you have to fix yourself. It don't mean you got to do it alone. It just means you know you got to do the work. And me, myself, and I, you know the expectations you have for you. And I just wanted to clarify that, because I don't want anybody to go out and be like, oh, I can't trust nobody. I can't deal with nobody. No. That's not what we're saying. You got to have company on the journey, because none of us were meant to be an island. God placed us here to have fellowship with each other. That is why Eve was created as a helpmate to begin with. So nobody would be running this journey solo. But before God gave Adam Eve, he made sure he had his stuff together first. He had his stuff together first. And I mean, it's not no man or woman conversation about, you know, husband and wife, but I'm just saying, get your stuff together before you go out and try to fix somebody else's on this journey. If you need help, have a conversation with God. God will point you to the right person. Prayer is the most powerful tool, but prayer comes with instructions. And now you must take those instructions to hear who it is that God tells you to connect with. God always telling us to connect with different people, because as we connect with different people, as we network with them, God will stretch us to different places. Because when you run into somebody who got a skill that you don't have, they stretch you to think outside the box. They're not trying to make you them, but they're saying, hey, partner my skill with what you do. And man, look at how we can grow and stretch and move to the next level. And that's the company. That's the company that you want to show up on moving day, that say, hey, I can drive a truck. Hey, I know how to pack a truck. Hey, I know how to pack these boxes. Hey, I know how to unpack these boxes. Hey, I know placement. And so it just makes the day run smoother. So if everybody has their skill set and they're willing to bring it to the table in the residence of life, you will have an awesome moving day.
And always don't lose confidence in your three individuals, me, myself, and I. And when when God replied to you and send you instruction, and 95% of the instruction is towards me, myself, and I. But first, you got to get me and myself and I on the same page. Then once you get me, myself, and I on the same page with confidence and discipline, then you can open doors for your company because you know what you're looking for.
Yeah, because you know what type of company you need. Yeah, you know what other type of people you need to show up. And I like that you went back to me, myself, and I, and about the level of confidence, about the level of trust, because on the journey, in the storm, it will shake us. Sometimes we'll feel a little insecure. We feel like we can't be loved again, or we feel like we on this journey, man, I'd have made this mistake over and over and over again. It's like, oh God, I can't do no better than this, you know? So we will find ourselves in a place of just saying things to ourselves. We will talk bad about me, myself, and I if we're not careful, and we are the worst company for me, myself, and I, because we have downgraded, and our self-talk and our self-love for us can be so damaging. So I know a lot of times we don't want to be braggadocious, but don't be braggadocious. Have a level of confidence and swagger that God created you just for this place. That swagger and confidence, you know. Swagger, confidence, yeah, you got swagger, baby. Come on, swag with it, swag with it, swag. Yeah, but the thing is, you have to be able to look in the mirror, and you know it's early in the morning right now. Well, some of y'all might be on the way already out in your vehicles, and you need to look at your rearview mirror before you step out someplace and give yourself a self-pep talk, because you are your good company today. Your company that lives within you is gonna pack it right. They bringing everything that you need. I know, baby. Come on.
Something that we got to sit back and think about too. And the road that we was on was a comfortable road, and everything falling in line, and you know we still got some hills, but everything was coming together. And some way down the road, we stopped doing what we were doing. What I mean by that, let's say for example, I love to work out. And that's my next home workout. I love to do that. But I haven't been working out like I was supposed to be. I took a break for a while. I've been doing a little workout, but I took a break. But my body was telling me, you don't broke off your patterns. And I started feeling uncomfortable in my body. And the same thing with life problems too. Issue comes on, you know, when you are in pain, think you're in pain, or you're uncomfortable, you got to realize, what have I stopped doing? That me and my wife talk all the time. You might have a problem with a relationship. You always go back where it went wrong at. We don't focus on what's now, what the problem now. We going back and find out where it went wrong at. Then we cure that problem. So what I'm saying, find out where you went off track at. Find out where you went. What did you change? Go back and investigate. Just play a lawyer and detective for a few minutes and find out where you went off track at. And 90% of the time, you find out where you went off track at, and you go back and correct that. Watch how stuff start falling in place. So just take time and think about that, where you went off track at, and watch what happens.
That. So sometimes you might have to unpack some of that stuff because you're wondering why it don't fit in. It just won't fit in. You got all this stuff, and you be like, man, I got 3-4 more boxes. Sometimes you got to pull some stuff off and reorganize it because you just didn't put it in the right place. You didn't put it in, and then some of that stuff you need to get rid of. So when you're talking about that getting off track, you know, it happens, and what you will do is end up leaving the most important things behind because you didn't want to repack that vehicle again. Yeah. I saw something came in your mind.
Because remind me that, because you're a good packer, because you're experienced with moving furniture and stuff. And a lot of time I'd be like, we were packing the truck 1 or 2 times, 3 times. You say, Fulton, we can get a lot more stuff on this truck if you pack it this way. And then, you know, as a man, say, I got this. Then after I get through packing, my wife, she just nice and calm like she always be. She just let me go in and just hang the neck. I'll go out and start packing and come and find out, I go back in the house. I really didn't move nothing. Now, so I had to go back out. Like she said before, if you take time, put this in this position, you can get a low mark. So I had to take all the stuff back off the truck and do it and pack it like my wife suggested, and kind of find out this that old half that I left the house is all in the truck, and I got just about all the stuff in the truck. So what I'm saying, take your time and repack and move, like I said, move stuff around, because a lot of times we have stuff in a situation that you don't want to be in. Then you all
that pain and discomfort, like you say in that gym, you knew what it is you need to do. Sometimes you got to go back to what it is that gives you that peace. Yeah. So for some of us that are on the line, you know, I can think of some things that I used to do. And I know my 3 a.m. in the morning conversation with God was crucial. And it was crucial. You know, sometimes you think you were waking up that early in the morning because your job, you know, when you have a 9 to 5, and I say 9 to 5 very loosely because, you know, it could be really 5 to 9, and I mean 5 a.m. to 9 p.m. Whatever time your job is, you fit in what you need to do, and you create a schedule and a routine that aligns up to that. But when you don't necessarily have a 9 to 5, your schedule and your things shift, and you say, man, why don't I have just as much time? Because the thing is, you are not prioritizing the things that keep your body together. And I'm talking about your spiritual body, your emotional body, your physical body. So whatever your gym, we should all have multiple gyms that are stretching us, because we got to have discipline in all areas of our lives. So I know my husband was talking about the physical gym that you show up and you work your body out, but I need to make sure you're showing up to your spiritual gym, you know, and I'm working out. Make sure you're showing up to your mental gym.
Well, that's important.
Your emotional gym. So those are things, you know, when I'm in a place and I'm like, okay, I feel like things just not working out, you know, in these areas of my life. I'd be like, okay, like my husband said, go back and check. How did you pack that truck? You know, and it means daily packing, you all. Not this, you can't just pack for one time in your life. Every day we should be making moves. Every day we should be releasing some old stuff. You know, every day we should see some progress. And so when you look back in the day and say, hey, what wasn't clicking? You know, so have that conversation and say, okay, I need to pull this out because this don't need to be in my schedule, because it's not a spiritual exercise. It's not a mental exercise. It's not an emotional exercise. It's not stretching me and growing me. And I say all that. You say, well, gosh, I got to do all these exercises. Am I living? Am I having any fun at all? But the thing is, all of these things will bring you peace and joy, that they become a part of your life. I'm telling you, when I get up, like I did this morning before I came to see you all, that worship and praise gives me a different level of energy, gives me a different level of guidance and insight that you don't ever want to lose. So sometimes when the bed be trying to hold me, I have to say, devil, let me go. So I can get up and give a little shout this morning.
Yeah, but another thing that I stress a lot, that me and my wife talk about, 3 words that we have to maintain each and every day. And there's a fact of life, and it gets you through life. Patience, determination, and discipline.
Yes.
Them 3 words you must repeat to yourself each and every day, because patience, you develop patience, then we start working there. Then determined, boy, you get that determined going. You is hard to beat. Then discipline, you get discipline working. Nobody can touch you. Nobody can touch you, because you really believe in yourself. You really believe in yourself because you have patience, you have determination, you have discipline. Them 3 things right there will keep you working in a positive manner each and every day, because when you don't have patience, your day don't go right. When you don't have determination, you feel frustrated. When you're not disciplined, you don't feel confidence in yourself.
All right, y'all. You know our 30 minutes are rolling out. So if you want to stay meeting up with us and stay connected and get a little bit more of this, find us at the Relationship Service Station. Jump on into the Grief Garage. Meet us.
You get your
meet us as we are visiting your city. We look forward to seeing you out there. So